Nurkic, like I mentioned, right wrist fracture. We don't know more. We don't know how long he'll be out, so we're going to have to wait for that information. But again, you just have to wonder if the guys knew about it, the coaching staff knew about it, and it was weighing on their hearts in the second half.
Oh, sure. When you play without one of your teammates, and players pretty much always know when somebody's not going to return in the game, and they know the nature of it. You know, and until we know more, you know, we don't know the nature of the wrist fracture. Severe, small, large, you know, 2 to 3 weeks for I mean, we really don't know. But what we do know is that Yusuf Nurkic is now going to be in a rehab situation.
And you know what, also with Nurk, we talk about it so much, he's just such an emotional guy. Like, he is that person for this team, so they're going to have to find that in other ways. Yeah, and it's funny you say that, Brooke. I just think back to a few other times when he was injured, and I thought about the OKC game when he was at home watching it with his girlfriend and said, I'm going down there, and the rest was history. About tonight, Michael, the play of Dame and CJ, and you know, we're so used to them playing at these crazy elite levels, like we just mentioned, we were talking off air, when they have like, you know, low 20s, we're like, oh, what's going on with them? Yeah, I mean, Dame and CJ, Brooke, nothing came easy tonight. I mean, they were double teamed and they played proud, and I don't say that in the form of an excuse, but in the form of an explanation and a compliment to the Indiana Pacer defense. Yeah, absolutely. And CJ, he had a couple fantastic moves. Of course, he was looking for his three, but he was looking for his teammate Dame as well. Yeah, when they could play ahead of the defense getting set, then we saw the Dame and CJ that puts teams on their heels. It was the set Indiana Pacer defense that made the difference. But when the ball moved and the Blazers can get out and run, CJ said, stop on a dime. How hard is that to do? It's hard to be going full speed and pull up, and that's hard to do, too, to be drifting to your right and hit a three. What about those numbers? Do you like, Michael? Well, it's 44 points between them and good field goal percentage offense. So, and then distribution and rebounds. And so Dame and CJ really clicked on all cylinders. They just had to work really hard for all that they got. Yeah, and this is the first game of a 7-game homestand. How nice is it that they can bounce back here at Moda? Yeah, being at home is so valuable in this current stage of NBA basketball, in that you get practice time, you get time to video, you get time.
Next question is coming from Jason Quick with The Athletic.
Coach, obviously knowing what Nurk has been through before, just from an emotional standpoint, can you speak to what you feel for him right now?
Well, like I said, I'm you know, he had a long road back from his other injury. He had a rough part of the start of the season. It looked obviously, this is a big setback for both him and for us.
Next question is coming from Dwight James with NBC Sports Northwest.
Gary, with Collins out for the season too, or close to it, is there any chance of adding another big to your roster?
Well, I'm going to sit down with Neil tomorrow, and we'll talk about what options we have.
Hey, Terry, what was Nurk's emotional state after the game?
Disappointed, you know, dejected.
Got another question coming from Jason Quick with The Athletic.
I mean, Coach, is it safe to say that Ennis will start in the immediate?
Most likely, but you know, we'll evaluate that. You know, obviously Harry Giles is going to get an opportunity to play, and we'll figure out whether it's best to start him or bring him off the bench. But you know, we'll see. We'll see. It might depend on who we're playing and the lineup that we're playing against. You know, we might save some of the big minutes off the bench. I don't know. I think it's a little early to say.
Yeah. And were you able to ascertain from Nurk how he hurt it? We saw him swipe and kind of recoil, but then he fell to the floor on the Turner contest. Do you have an idea?
I'm not sure. I didn't talk to him. I believe it happened on the swipe, but I did not get that from him.
Okay.
Another question coming from Dwight James with NBC Sports.
Gary, if we may, the game tonight, it appeared to be a night where you needed something from your bench in the second quarter and really didn't get much of anything. Can you speak to your bench and how that puts you behind the 8 ball tonight?
Well, if you look at I don't know if you guys get the second quarter only box score, but the second quarter box score, we shot 4 for 19, 0 for 8 from 3. We had 8 turnovers. Everybody who played in that quarter was a double-digit minus, plus minus, except for Rodney. They scored 24 points in the paint. It was a bad quarter by everybody. The bench, the start of the second quarter didn't start off well, and it didn't end well. So everybody contributed to that.
Obviously, you can tell Coach Stott's very disappointed for Jusuf Nurkic, understandably. But looking to the game, he also mentioned that second quarter was problematic. What did you see in the second?
The scoring drought. A 10-point second quarter was alarming, Brooke. We talked coming into this game about not getting behind the Indiana Pacers or not having scoring droughts, and that's exactly what happened in the second quarter. And I like the fact that Terry Stotts widened the lens and said, basically, don't blame the bench. Yeah. We, as a team, played poorly in the second quarter.
All right, more.